Alright, so today I'm gonna make a little video just telling y'all everything that I love about this 335i that I bought about 8 or 9 months ago, I think. I know I have a video out that was about 7 months old. So it's been about 8 months since I bought it. It's got 96,450 miles on it. I bought it at like 92,000. So I've put a few thousand miles on it. I've narrowed it to 5 things, classic 5 things I love about my 335i, whatever, but yeah. Today I got 5 things that I love about this specific 335i E93 n54 that I bought 8 months ago. Starting off, number 1, the most obvious, the most amazing thing about this car is the fact that the freaking, you know what I'm saying, I mean, bro, come on. Looks like a transformer.
Damn, bro, damn.
That's sick. Obviously, that's my favorite thing about the car. Why else would you buy a convertible if you're not gonna drop the top? These are literally the drip of the car community. You can fight me in the comments if you think otherwise. If you have a convertible, you win every argument. That's sick. Especially hardtop convertible. Way less wind noise. You can see the entire car. Pull up to a car show, drop the top, look. You can see my interior. You can see my M Sport pedals. You can see my M Sport shift knob. You can see eventually my M Sport wheel. My super clean sport seats. Because again, this is about this 335i, not every single 335i. Number 2 on the list is this is a huge one. Seat belts. You're like, what are you talking about? If you have an E92, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is how it should be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like y'all could low-key have a similar design instead of that stupid ass arm that does not work, right? So this is sick. Both sides. Don't have to worry about that shit. Super easy to put on. Number 3 on the list, again specific to my car, manual transmission. Now, this is my first manual car I've ever owned. My dad has a Z4 that's manual, but I never drove it really. I've been in manual cars, but I never knew how to drive them. So I bought this without knowing how to drive manual. I learned how to drive it on this. I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I daily drive this car now, and it's actually very fun. Traffic's a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. It's not the worst bitch though, it's honestly not that hard. Like once you get used to it, it's really not that hard. Number 3 on this is 100% gonna be the aftermarket support and like options you can do to it. I already got new wheels on it. I got spacers on there, not expensive. I got a shift knob on there. They've got these leather seats stuff in there. There's just so many things you can do to this car. There's so much more, like bumpers and side skirts, everything. It's cheap. You can find really cheap stuff if you want. That's not my route, but you can really find a lot. Also, the amount of things you can code into this car. The previous owner literally did the folding mirrors. He also coded in the, I don't have the stupid iDrive system that comes from 2007. He put in like the one that, it looks like what my 535 had from 2011 up until the newest one or whatever. But so he coded that in. He also coded in something that I will literally never do, but you can drop the top while you drive up to 45 miles an hour, which is stupid and I'm not gonna do it. But I think he probably just did it to go, you know, like a few miles an hour, and then it probably looks really cool for pictures, but I'm not even gonna risk it just because, I don't know, it just doesn't sound like a good idea to me. And I guess the last thing too, because this is a 2007, I get the glorious n54. Don't mind my dusty engine bay. But yeah, 100% stock, minus my upgraded intercooler. This thing rips. Now, I will say 100% like full-on confidence that I enjoy this car and I like it better than the n55. I can say that because I owned one. I went stage 2 with it. It wasn't really that much. Like for For a stage 2, like full bolt-on on N55, you're spending like $2,000 almost. You're also maxing out the turbo, the twin scroll turbo. You're 100 horsepower away from maxing out the engine and the transmission. A stage 2 off-the-shelf map for this thing, which gives you more power than the N55, literally you're not close to maxing the turbos. Manual transmission can handle it. Engine can more than handle it. And like, you literally need to do, if you really wanted to, you do catalyst downpipe and a tune. It's way cheaper than buying it for an N55, especially on my F10. Because again, aftermarket support for the N54 is just way more than the N55. There's always going to be cheaper options. There's going to be way more people selling parts, used parts. It's just easier to mod, easier to make power, and it's more reliable power. Like if you wanted to go 500 horsepower to the wheels on this car versus 500 horsepower to the wheels on an N55 manual 335, this is going to be safer, probably cheaper, and it's going to be more fun. Twin turbos hit different than the twin scroll, that's for sure. Not saying the N55 was bad. I really enjoyed it. Hell, I made a lot of videos on it, but this is where the power is. And unfortunately, I had to spend a lot of money at first to learn that this is where I needed to be the whole time, and I don't think I'm gonna really change it. Overall, this is the best car ever made, in my opinion. Definitely controversial opinion, but everybody knows the history on the N54. They're just amazing engines if you take care of them, which this one I got from a great previous owner. And this car was dealership maintained before he owned it. Clutch feels great, power feels great, turbos are good. I had this car checked out before I bought it. But yeah, this thing is perfect for me. One last thing I wanted to mention too, the previous owner did the classic, like, valves are always open on the exhaust. So it's still 100% stock exhaust, but just listen to what it, like, this is a warm start, and listen to what it sounds like when you turn it on. Listen to these burbles too. Like, that's all stock. I just have to give it a little throttle blow. Dude, that sounds so cool. Like, bro, that's stock, 100%. Right now, how it is amazing. I still want to tune it, don't get me wrong, and I want to do more to it. I just need to save up a little more money and figure out what exactly I want to do. I don't want to waste money like I did on the 535. I mean, that sounds good right now, how it is. But yeah, I love this car. Thank you for watching.